found myself scrolling just relentlessly today. One thing after another, you know, doom scrolling my little heart out because I was kind of depressed today because I screwed something up at work that is kind of a big deal, and I just don't like messing up in front of, like, so publicly, and I don't like dropping the ball on things just in general, especially when it's like important to not only my job but like the place that I serve. I ended up crying in front of a couple of folks that I really didn't want to cry in front of. And I've always been taught, like, don't cry in front of anybody. Don't cry in front of them is what I've always been told. And I've always taken that to heart because I've never wanted to look weak in front of colleagues, my male, whatever you call the people who are above you that like aren't your boss, but then also like my boss. So it's just been a hard day. And when I got off work, you know, and right now I'm waiting for my husband to come pick me up, I was doom scrolling, just sucked into my phone, which I have been a lot sucked into my phone lately. I could just feel myself feeling more and more empty as the moments passed by. I'm just kind of in this office space that's empty, and I just felt like I am noticing like a lot of this movement on social media, which is kind of where I ended up when I was doom scrolling, of like these people who are, you know, focusing on hobbies, trying to be on their phone less, trying to create more than they consume, trying to rebel against consumerism. Like I've been aware of this kind of movement for a while. I think that's always been my goal in the back of my mind, was to be on my phone less, to stop social media. And I stopped doing social media. I deleted everything off my phone several times this year. I also was off of it for like a good span of time. Every time I deleted those apps off my phone, I would say, okay, I'm gonna do this for 2 weeks, I'm gonna do this for a month, I need to like detox. I always just ended up having so much more time on my hands to do things. That also has always been my issue, is like I don't have time, right? Like I'm losing time. I'm always losing. I'm running out of time. I have events coming up. I have a party I was planning this weekend. I have a party in 2 weeks that I've been helping to plan, and I'm just so like behind. But I end up doom scrolling because I just get so overwhelmed, because I spend a lot of my time on social media instead of like actually doing the things I need to do, which it's like a vicious cycle. It just perpetuates itself. Like me doom scrolling all the time, spending time doing stuff like this other thing, it's taking away from time from being productive, which makes my time crunch better, which makes me more depressed, which makes me want to doom scroll more. It's always when I'm depressed or sad about something that I just want to be distracted, which is what everyone is saying. It's like we just want to be distracted from our real thoughts and our real emotions, and just numb ourselves out until we like don't feel those things anymore. Instead of sitting here doom scrolling while I wait, I'm gonna sit here and talk about these things and create something that are my thoughts, that are just straight from my brain. I've been seeing these videos too, people like healing their attention spans by like sitting for an hour just like raw dogging reality. I also feel like my life, like I just can never get ahead, and it drives me nuts because I know people who can like be ahead, like they're always prepared for everything, like they're 3 months ahead of schedule getting prepared for the things they need to get prepared for. And it's because they know, okay, I have this coming up, these are the things I can do now to prepare for this, and then they just do them. And then when it comes up, like there's rarely any issues. But I have been trying to do this all year. It's like, be prepared. That's like my word of the year. Preparedness. Be prepared. I keep failing, you know, probably because of this doom scrolling thing. Like and being distracted. But also I just feel like I have so much going on. Like I always say yes to everything. And when you say yes to everything, you have to just half-ass a bunch of different things, which is what I've been doing, right? So like, for example, I was kind of roped into doing this thing for a friend, and you know, I always am trying to be like a good friend. Like that's what friends are for, to help them with stuff. I probably could have set up a bigger boundary to where I'm not doing like as much of it, you know? And if any of my friends see this, that this is not about you. This is about somebody who would never see this. So if any of my friends are seeing this, trust me, this is not about you. But I could have done like, you know, like 10%. I'll say, hey, I'll take like 10% of that task, 20% of that task. But instead I like bit off more than I could chew, and I find myself scrambling, half-ass throwing things together, and ultimately kind of disappointing people because I couldn't put my best effort towards something because I have too much on my plate, which is ironic, you know? And I keep blaming myself, which it is my fault for signing up for too much, but I do this at work too. But I keep blaming myself for this for the wrong reason. I blame myself by saying, I'll say like, I suck because I can't do it all, because I should be able to do all of this and I didn't, and that's why I suck. Nothing could be further from the truth. Like, I know we see all these people like online and stuff who it seems like they really do everything. Like, even, I hate to bring her up, Trisha Paytas, like, it seems like she does everything. Like, she does 2 podcast episodes a week while she's in New York, while she's on the Wicked show, while she's spending time with her kids, you know, not Wicked, Beetlejuice. She's like, it feels like she's doing everything all at once, all the time. And there's a million influencers who feel like, damn, they're just doing everything. And I can't even, you know, get these parties thrown and done and get all my Christmas shopping done before December. And I can't even do well at like my job, you know, like I can't get everything done at my work, and then I go home and I'm behind on housework, and like I can't even have a clean sink for more than a day, and oh my gosh, the litter box, like, because it's never ending, right? The to-do list is never ending. And so comparing myself to these people who most likely just are rich enough, they worked for their wealth. I'm not saying they didn't work for it, but it's just like they have, no matter how they got it, the resources to make it look like and also seem like that they are doing everything at once. These people have like private chefs. They have people who take care of their home. They can hire people to fix things at the house. They don't have to spend time to just, you know, do it themselves. Like, they have resources that I don't have. So getting some things done is gonna look different in my life, and I can't hold myself to the same standard as people who have infinitely more resources than I do. I think what it comes down to is asking myself what I want and what I need, like the non-negotiables and what I want. You know, they say like focus on something that you're really good at, like one thing that you're really good at, and focus on that. And I've always been like okay at a lot of things. Like, I was in dance, you know, I wasn't the best dancer in there, I wasn't the worst, but I worked hard and I enjoyed it. I was okay at it. Growing up, I was in like a variety of different clubs where I'd have to like study to go do competitions and tests and try and place. Like, even with school, like, you know, I was pretty decent at school because I had an incredible work ethic. I don't think it's because I was just, you know, especially super intelligent. I think it's just because I worked hard and got my work done. I sang growing up. I'm not like the world's best singer, but like I can carry a tune and can have fun with it. I played the flute, I conducted, I was, you know, did a lot of musical stuff when I was in high school, and I was okay at it. I've always had this affinity for just doing a little bit of everything because everything is fun, and I like trying new things. I like being able to handle everything. Like the optics of handling everything has always been so impressive to me, but I don't know what I'm just especially good at. The one thing I would have to pick what I'm really good at. And I feel like it's something stupid too, like organizing or managing, or, you know, something that can't just be put on display. What do I really want, and what do I want to be seen as? And sometimes I can't separate the two. Like I want to be seen as this person or that thing, or that I'm really good at this. Is what I want to be seen as what I really want or enjoy? In Gilmore Girls, the dad, Richard, he says at some point, I think he's talking to like Rory's boyfriend at the time, Dean, and he's like really grilling him because Dean doesn't know what he wants to like do. He's still in high school. Richard says, ever since I was a little boy, I wanted to have a big important job at a big important company and go to my office and do work. Like that's very much his what he's always wanted. Like it's addressed multiple times in the show why he does what he does. It's like, how did he come to that conclusion? I think my issue has always been, what do I want? And then that leads to, how do I figure out what I want out of life and what I should be working towards? How do I really know what I want? Like, I know I want to travel. I know I want to travel. But the thing about you figuring out what you want is that you have to filter it through how this society and how the reality you're in, you have to filter what you want through all of that. I can't say I want to travel and travel. I have to say, if I want enough money to travel, I have to work. A lot of the talk I get in like my corporate space too is that working is important and it gives your life a purpose. And so then you're like, oh, purpose is thrown in here. It's not just like, life isn't just about figuring out what you want to do. It's figuring out your purpose. And so like people are like, no, you should want to work places because you're passionate about what you do. Okay, what am I passionate about? I'm passionate about a lot of different things, but there's no job where it's like, I get to sing, dance, manage, be antisocial, but also have a social element, sleep until 10, but also like, I can't have a job that's all the things I want, that gives me a purpose and pays me so I can do the other things I want to do. Or can I? Am I just are my expectations too high? And I've come to a certain level of acceptance this year, which I'm really grateful for, because if I didn't, I might have jumped off but I realized like work is a part of life. It's a part of mostly everyone's life, and you just kind of have to accept that and work towards something else in your free time. You just have to be okay with that. And there's no use in getting depressed or upset or anxious or being mad at the world because you can't play in the ocean all day for a job. It's wasted energy. Acceptance is just the word, acceptance. But now that I've accepted that, I'm working my current job, which I do enjoy most aspects of, and I do care about. I have to ask myself, what in the meantime am I going to be working towards? And then I feel like there's always also this balance that's at stake. I have a lot of friends, I have a lot of family. I try to be there for them as much as I can, and I've already fallen short. I already continue to fall short throughout the years. The gag is that the more you work hard at something to do something or be something great, the more you let go of so many of those relationships. Not let go, but just like you can't focus as much as on them anymore. And I feel like one of my passions in life is my friendships, are my relationships. And sadly, so much of friendship, I feel like many of my friends feel this way, so much of it can feel like a chore because of how hard life has become. And I miss the effortlessness of friendship. I miss my friends living down the road and random middle of the week hangouts just because we could. Now we're all spread out. Everything has to be a big event whenever we do hang out. Like, it feels almost laborious. I enjoy the time I spend with them and I love them, and I like will never, like, obviously, yes, it's worth it because you work hard to see the people you love. So yeah, you don't want to let go of the relationships in your life because you're working hard towards something else. Because there's only so many hours in the day. You work 8 hours, you have like time to do something to make your house less messy for like an hour. You have an hour for dinner, an hour to hang out with your spouse, to love them, to spend time with them, genuine time with them, maybe an hour for your hobbies if you're lucky, and then it's time to go to bed. And then weekends are just always filled with obligations. I can't remember the last time I had just a weekend that was nothing. No side hustle, no visiting somebody out of town, no somebody visiting us from out of town. Sorry I missed like a long time of videos after I just did 2, but I got busy and I will be busy the next couple of weeks, so there probably won't be any regular uploads until January 2026. Sorry if I look crazy. It's been a crazy day. I'm gonna try and just upload a video every single week until I can buy some sort of vessel I can sleep in next to, honestly, any body of water at this point. It can be a lake, even though lakes kind of suck compared to the beach, but bye.